what's going on, Playmates? It's that moment you have been waiting for. Yes, it's our special Saturday edition of The Playground. You're hanging out with your girl, Sagan. And as promised, I have an artist in the house. I have Mr. Wyclef Jean. What's going on?
I'm good. How are you, beautiful?
I'm doing well now that you're here. I'm really happy that you're here, man. You was teaching me a little bit about Periscope.
Yeah. Just the idea of like social media, it could either go right or go wrong, right? But in this case, it's definitely going right. I travel all over the world, millions of followers between like the Twitter, the Periscope, and all of it. And it's just like fans constantly want to see where you at, what you doing, you know what I mean? They want to know what you eating, how you waking up. And it's so crazy. So by the time everyone gets to the concert, they feel like a natural connection with you.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of cool.
Do you feel a little weird about like having to expose yourself that much, or is it just comes naturally?
Well, I mean, for me, it's just a natural thing. You have artists that's a little more private, and they try like their best to keep it like hidden. But like with me, like what you see is what you get. Like if you see me in a club a certain way, it is what it is. Like that, we just get to live our lives. It's free. If we make a mistake, you caught it. We did good, y'all caught it. Everything is just real.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
If you have nothing to hide, then you shouldn't have a problem with social media.
Nah, we keep it sexy.
Now, for those of y'all who've been living under a rock for the past 20 years and you don't know who I'm speaking to, first of all, you need to get out more. Second of all, this is Mr. Wyclef Jean. He has, how many Grammys you got now?
I have a bunch of Grammys, but I started off with the group, the Fugees. And with the Fugees, I produced that album in my basement, in the hood, in the ghetto in New Jersey, after leaving Brooklyn. So when you listen to that one time, two time, Killing Me Softly, Ready or Not, all of those I produced in the basement, along with another producer by the name of Salam Remy, who did a record called Fuji La, incredible, Jerry Wonder. And then from there, I did an album called The Carnival. And then from The Carnival, I just started producing more. First group I produced was Destiny Child. So Beyonce, the whole crew. Yeah, I gave them the first hit. You say no, no,
yes.
no. This is the remix. So
I knew you were on that track, but I had no idea you produced that song, and I love that song.
Yeah, so that was like one of my like first productions I did was for Beyonce and them. And then from there it was Sky's the Limit. So Shakira, Hips Don't Lie, Santana, Maria, Mary J, 911. It goes on and on,
It seems like you have a good eye for collaborations, because if you think about it, just to hook up with Destiny's Child that earlier and to see the explosive phenomenon that Beyonce is, we can hold you partially responsible for that, so thank you.
Well, I mean, my main thing is, as a producer, I just love to write records and songs. So I do music from a fan's aspect. So like when I wrote My Love Is Your Love and Your Love, and I'm in the studio with Whitney Houston, it's like I'm lucky because everything I do, I be pinching myself because it's from like a fan's aspect. And then when it gets to the public, it sounds like, oh, these collaborations is dope. But in order to get that, you got to be such a fan of the person that you're working with or what you're going to see to be the style. Like when I did Destiny Child, the formula was like singing, rhyming. And the only other person I had doing that at the time was Lauren. So I knew that the format would fit. So they call me Uncle Clef.
To this day?
Unc. Everyone call me Unc.
If wait. If Beyonce like saw you walking down the street, she'd be like, yo, Uncle Clef.
Of course.
What? That's
Uncle
crazy.
Clef, for real.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you had the score in 1997. Let me tell you, inside, you might not be able to tell, but I'm straight queening because the score was such a huge part of my adolescence.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I could imagine. So you had the score, and that's almost 20 years old. It came out in 1997.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really insane. I mean, for me, like just being in the music, like the other day, like when my company, like Heads Music, when they was doing all the analytics, and it's like 56 million fans, like around the world, and like you gotta like pinch yourself. And so for me, the love always been like the music, because where we come from nothing, and to be able to turn it into something incredible. Because we born like, I was born in Haiti. Like I was born in a hut, like took donkey to school. My daughter don't understand that reality, right? Because she wake up in a mansion every day. And when I'm about to tell her the story, she goes, Ah, Dad, here you go again with the donkey story. Yeah, you took a donkey, Dad, to school.
I was actually going to ask you about that. How old is she now?
11.
11.
Yeah,
And
my little princess.
Is she absorbing the West Indian culture in her? Is she feeling it, or is it just kind of something like Dad tells these old stories about this one time he lived on an island?
No, my daughter is heavy. She was going to Haiti when she was like 3 or 4 years old. She went to the roughest slum. It's called Cité Soleil. She bought toys for the kids. Like, I bring her like to the areas. And so that's instilled in her. She's like 11. She came back to America. Her favorite thing is to do fundraisers.
Oh, nice.
So she, you would give her money, and she literally would do like, last one she did was a cancer fundraiser. She did and this is all coming from her brain. She did a toy drive for Haiti. So, I would give her allowance. And then next thing you know, she's like, Dad, I need more money. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, I had to give the money away to a cause. I'm like, okay, Angelina. I said, but you got to balance it out. I can't keep giving you money and you giving it away, So, but it's funny because I do believe sometimes, like, what you instill in the child, like, something's gonna rub off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. And then it's really good for me because celebrity kids, you gotta really be careful on how you raise them. Because so for me, like, it's like we're raising a normal child in the house, and every day normalcy is very important.
How do you maintain that normalcy and stay out of the spotlight? Because I noticed there are not a ton of paparazzi pictures of you and your family, and you just kind of keep it private.
Well, you keep it real, like you just keep it realistic. And like I said, ain't nothing about me that you can't find on the internet, like true or false, right? So everything is always out there. But I think private time is important, and I just think that normalcy is so important, like in our world. Because when you're in a situation where you can like basically snap your fingers and have from a chauffeur to a chef to a I don't care who, the perception mentally changes. So you gotta be like, yo, what keeps you grounded? And I think for us, really, it's my dad, R.I.P. to my homie who passed, but he just basically like, man, I just remember being a little boy, and he's like, look, man, the rich man, the poor man, what do they both have in common? Where do they meet at the same place? They're equal. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, because look, no matter what happens on earth, it's the same dirt that they go back to. So never forget that. Always keep your head up and make sure everything that you're doing, you look at the person straight in the eye and you let them know that you're equal to them,
Yeah.
So that's the philosophy that I instill in all of the youth that's out there.
There we go. Bring to that. Now, speaking of staying grounded, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where you keep all those Grammys?
I keep them all over the place. Like, I have Grammys, music awards. It's like literally, I think all my awards at my crib, I probably have over like 10,000 awards. And it's crazy because you're like, so I got to separate stuff to the studio, and I really don't look at it much because I really feel like I'm just getting started, right? So like right now, I just partnered up with a young label called Heads Music, all independent, like female label. Like black owned female, I call them gangsters. And just, I love that entrepreneurship spirit and the idea of like, as I'm telling you this right now, so the same way like you heard Beyonce and all of them, there's a lot of new ones coming out. Like there's one called Sasha Marie. She's on this record I did called My Girl. There's another one called Jazzy. There's a lot of young new talent. So when they recruited me, they was just like, yo, just do what you did for Shaki and all of them. And these artists are like 19, 20, 21, 22. For me, it's important because it's all about the culture moving forward. So it's like, I want to see 7 Fugees. I want to see 7 Rihannas. I want to see 7. Because when we was coming up, that's what it was. The competition lasted very long. Yo, it's 20 years later. You still see me with a baby face, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a young spirit about you.
Yeah. No, but it's just the nature. When I look at people like Quincy Jones,
Yes.
and watch like what Q does, he one of my mentors. And, he did like Michael Jackson for everybody listening. That's the dude. And he's just like, every day you're just getting started. And with music, it's beautiful because every day you learn something new,
I love what you said there. It reminds me of, I don't remember who it was, an artist somebody pretentious. I want to say Allen Ginsberg. He was like, satisfaction is death for an artist. And if you are satisfied, you're like, listen, I made it. I won some awards. I have a nice house. And you get satisfied with that. That's it. There's no more evolution. So speaking of which, you've been in the game for a long time, but you still have a new album coming out, Carnival 3.
Yeah, definitely. We're very excited about two parts, music and technology. So if I wasn't doing anything, I'd be an audio engineer, so by trade. So everyone who loved the score and all of that, I did that whole thing in my basement. So that shows you how much of a techie and a nerd. My hood, they call me the thug nerd, you know what I'm saying? We could either talk about this or that. So the new album, Carnival 3, is, of course, inspired by everything that I've been going through for the past couple of years. And it's so much music, right? We literally have to put everything out in EP form. So the first EP comes out in September 30th. You know what the first EP I call? Juve.
Oh, nice. Oh, let's bring to that.
And I'm not going to let y'all down. So the first EP is called Juve because I wanted to make sure like the first one was like the Caribbean roots, that kind of energy of what we do. The second EP comes out in February. And that one's called, I think it's going to be called like Jean-Jacques Dessalines. And that was the hip hop one, the EP. And then the full length album drops in June. It's so much music that that we couldn't, you can't put everything out at once.
Now we're on the Dutch side. Can you translate the second EP?
Oh, okay, cool.
I heard I'm Sorry in there somewhere.
No, so the second EP, the reason why we call it Jean-Jacques, right? Jean-Jacques Dessalines is because like within the concept of the revolution in 1804 in Haiti, like that was like, he was like, you know, for example, how we have like the Marcus Garvey or like the Malcolm X, so he was like one of the main heroes. And the day they killed him was the day I was born. So October 17th. And the whole idea of the refugees, that kind of idea, I follow like his ideology to a sense. So, and then you know how music is. So for us, it got to be like meaning. I be having like weird titles sometimes, and people like, so in the States, I be like, yo, the EP coming out, the first one, September 30th, it's called Juve, you know, and they're like, Jube? I'm like, no. So it's good like to be able to explain stuff. So it's kind of cool.
I mean, that's cool. I really love that you're still making new stuff. Wyclef Jean is in the house. He's doing Coors Light SXM Best Weekend. He's going to be playing tomorrow night. This is brought to you by the Kala Boom team and, of course, Coors Light. And we have Anastasia in the house.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
So I understand you are the lucky UTS winner.
I am.
And what she has won is a chance to give Wyclef a mini interview. So I think you're allowed to ask 2 questions. How long did it take you to prep these questions? Were you agonizing about it?
Well, kind of. I had a couple other questions, and I scratched it out. Then I heard more, I read more, and I go in more, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me finalize these questions. So it was a good, about a week more or less.
Okay, so no pressure.
Not
but
really.
it's got to be good. Like, did you see that video where Usain Bolt was being interviewed by this kid?
Yes, I did.
He's like, what's 1 + 1? So let's make it a good question. No pressure. I'm playing with you. I'm sure it's great. All right, you're ready. Go ahead and conduct your interview, hon.
So, Mr. Wyclef Jean.
Yes.
My pleasure meeting you. I'm excited.
You too.
But my first question is, since you were talking about the Fugees and everything, I mean, I'm a huge Fugees fan from day one. So my first question would be, would you consider touring with Lauryn Hill again or reuniting with the Fugees in the near future?
Well, I mean, definitely anything can happen. I said that I'm definitely open for a Fuji reunion, you know. You know, the Rolling Stones and different rock bands get back together. The Fugees are considered like the hip-hop Beatles, right? So for me, that's definitely a no-brainer. I definitely let people know. And the Fugees already know this is an idea that I'm definitely open to.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes.
One time.
Sounds good. My second question is, what it is that attracts you to St. Martin?
Well, I got family out here. Like my aunt lives out here in St. Martin. But you have to understand, for me, I'm an island boy. So it's not like it's like I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So like, you know, from the food to the energy to everything, it's like a local. So it's not like, you know what I mean? Like a Clef, I come to St. Martin and he gonna eat some pizza, you know? It's like, you know, so for me, I identify with the island, the energy, the culture, and the people, you know what I'm saying? And everywhere I go, I always try to push that unity issue, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Definitely.
So it's like you're feeling close to home, but not home exact, more or
Yeah,
less.
yeah. I'm feeling close to home, but it is home for me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because somewhere, somehow, all of our ancestors was one place,
Yeah.
and we ain't even know each other, but like we did, you know,
Yeah.
like through generations and generation. I might be like your Uncle Wyclef, and you don't even know it.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Anastasia,
Yeah, so-
that was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm a little worried now.
How's that?
You could take my job after that. That was good.
No,
that
I
was
leave
good.
it to you.
We got to ring the bell for Anastasia, the winner for UTS.
Wow.
She was able to
Yes.
do a little mini interview. You did an awesome job. But I
Thank
actually want to go off of the question that you asked earlier about the Fugees.
Yes.
And I know you get asked this all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. Like, what's going on?
It is great to do great product, and it can like withstand time, you know, and people, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, yo, man, you ran for president of Haiti, right? Yeah. So when the Fugees coming back? They're like, yo, man, Clef, oh man, that new song Hendrix you got online, woo, fire. Yo, so when the Fugees coming back? So I love the fact
Yeah.
that it just shows you testimony of like when you do good work and you do the work from your heart. And like I said, I'm definitely open to the idea at any time.
So what is the big hindrance? Because I've seen somewhere that you've speculated that it would be worth about $600,000 or $600 million in revenue if this reunion were to happen. So what's the thing that's stopping it?
Well, I mean, it's not a money thing.
Or
If it's
who's the person?
no, but it's deep, because you have to understand, money never moves this group.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was for money, we would have did the concerts and the movie a long time ago, you know. This group is creating from a form of synergy. It wasn't like made up. And you have to understand, there's something bigger than money in our brain. Like, because money we can always make. Like, I make money every day. Like, but what does that mean if you're making money and you're not doing nothing? So you have people that are worth billions of dollars, and then their spirit is voided.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, so putting all of the money aside, there have to be a natural synergy. And I think because we all feel like that, that when it happens, you're going to love it. You know what I mean? You know how you be like, yo, I can't wait for this group to get back together. And next thing you know, the group get back together and you're like, yeah, this was a disappointment. I'd rather them.
Yeah,
you
that's my
feel
next
me?
question, because
Yeah.
a lot of time has passed. A lot of people have changed. You're not going to have the same exact energy back then that you do now. So if you were to collaborate again, do you think it would take a departure? Do you think the content would be different? Do you think the energy would be different?
Well, the thing about the Fugees, it's like the Fugees is like a hip hop rock and roll band. We just show up, guitar, drums, bass, everything, and we ready to go. Cause like the Rolling Stones, like we just start playing, you know. Like you have the catalog, you know what the material is. So once again, like we're fortunate enough to be a band. So it's not about, is the score 2 coming out? Is it like it's like the music is so powerful that people's like, Joe, could we just see y'all on stage performing that?
Yeah.
And with that will never change. That part of it, that synergy of it when we get on stage, that chemistry, it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I respect it. And you know, everybody loves the Fugees. And it's got to be a great feeling that you've done something at such a young age that has just kind of stuck with society for such a long time.
No, it's the most important thing. For me, I believe in music that can like last forever. I mean, for me, it trips me out because I would say like 2 weeks ago, I just put out a joint called Hendrix. And it's just crazy to see how it's streaming like over like 150,000 a week, just streaming.
Wow.
So you should definitely listen to Hendrix.
Yeah, I
But
will.
what's trippy about it is like when the kids is listening, because to the kids it's like I'm a new rapper, and they go, yo, wow, Clef, he sound like Future but without the auto tune, you know. And it's just funny. It shows you like at the end of the day, the Fugees was always there. Like that voice, that sound was always there. And so to see like the new generation, like whether if it's Drake, I remember when I saw Drake, like he held me, you know, he couldn't stop holding me, you know what I mean? The one time I saw him, watching him online, freestyling my verse on like Ready or Not, this is like the seed, this is what we do. So it's sort of like when you plant these kind of seeds, it's like they last forever. Why do we always want to, like tomorrow I'll show up at the show, I could literally rock the stage for literally till the sun come up, you know what I mean? Like we could start with Fugees, we could go sound dub plate, we can go, it's just so much material. So for me, and I'm just really getting started, for real.
I know, I absolutely believe you. Spoken like a true artist. I absolutely believe you. And if you guys want to know what he's working on now, we got one of his latest singles off, and this is off the Carnival 3 album.
Yeah. Which one you popping?
My Girl.
Oh, okay, My Girl.
My Girl.
My Girl.
Yeah, you collab with Sasha Mari.
Yeah, Sasha Marie. She's one of the new ones I was telling y'all about. So, yeah, definitely has music, My Girl. Y'all gonna love this one. The Caribbean twang is serious on it, and that's definitely gonna be part of the album coming out. And the album comes out in June, but the first EP comes out in September 30th.
Okay.
So Juve is that EP.
So we're gonna be waiting for that EP. That's just a month away.
Yeah. So meanwhile, you got My Girl and Hendrix. You can catch a vibe, and we not. So it's real music, meaning like I ain't trying to recycle nothing. Seeing. So your ear My Girl and your ear Hendrix, but that's not gonna be in Juve. Like we got so much music that we're not trying to recycle stuff. So the Juve is gonna have all original material. But you listen to these two tunes, you'll catch a vibe.
All right. Prolific artist Wyclef Jean in the house. I got his latest single, My Girl, featuring Sasha Marie. I hope y'all enjoy it.
My girl, we've been through ups and downs. The queen of my heart, the one with the crown. My girl, my girl, you're my girl.
You just heard Wyclef Jean featuring Sasha Marie with My Girl. And of course, I got Wyclef in the house.
What's up? Yeah, that's the new one right there, Heads Music. This one, we got a few online, Sasha Marie. Big shout out. This is what we're talking about. You know, you're hearing a song and it's a new voice you haven't heard, and you're like, who's that?
And she has a nice tone to her voice.
Yeah. She plays guitar, sings.
I saw the video, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
That is the cutest thing. For y'all who don't know, you have to check out the music video. It's a young Wyclef, age maybe 11, 12 years old.
A bad boy.
He's a little bad boy, but he has interesting ways of flirting with girls, starting with using a mask.
Yes, and it's so that's how we did when we were little, you know. You know, the carnival mask is very important. And so it's like, you know, you roll up in the store, you got that mask, like you sticking her up, you take the mask off, you offer her like a bubble gum ring, you know, the cutest thing.
Yeah, like a little ring pop.
Yep, give her that ring pop.
Will you be my girlfriend this week?
Will you be my girlfriend this week?
Little Wyclef must have been cute. So, Wyclef Jean is here on the island of St. Maarten. How many times have you been here?
I've been here a lot of times. Sometimes I come quietly. Yeah.
Just for vacation, just to hang?
Yeah, come and chill, but I've been out here a lot.
So how many times have you performed here?
I think like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to be performing again tomorrow night. Coors Light Best Weekend. Coors Light St. Maarten Best Weekend. It is brought to you by the Kala Boom team and, of course, Coors Light. The show starts at 7 p.m. sharp, I believe. Yes, at 7 p.m. sharp over at Kim Shaw Beach. And what you also got to look forward to tomorrow evening is Kilo and Steely Band, General Pie, Odd Brothers, DJ Outcast, DJ Kid, DJ M. And they also have a special guest from Martinique, DJ Gilles. Je parlais pas français un petit peu. And MC MC Dirty Sham, and of course our own Super Kid from the Super Duper Morning Show is going to be hosting. And I'm having a really nice conversation with you about music and artistry and your kind of views on all that kind of stuff. But also, you mentioned you just came from the Democratic National Congress.
Yeah, I periscoped it from there too.
Did you?
Yeah, I was right there, right in the front. So
now,
if you go on Periscope, you can see the Hillary speech, but from my point of view, which is kind of dope. Yeah.
That is cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So my thing is, I know you're a former politician, let's say, or a former presidential candidate.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about the election that's going on right now?
Well, always keep in mind, politics is politics. Why do you enter the system? You enter it because you want to make a change. And the idea of change is not in words. You have to affect policy and legislation. We could sing songs all we want, but it's very important that we change things. The DNC was very important the same way the RNC was important. But the DMC, the reason why I support the Democratic Party is because in this time that we're living in, I feel like they're the party that unifies people. I don't feel like they separate people. They're not trying to build a wall. They're not trying to deport people. So for me, we're at a very crucial election. You know, it was a lot of emotion too with the Bernie Sanders. I can feel the burn. Like I said, we all can feel the burn. It's still real. At the same time, you know, I was telling like the baby boomers, you know, they pissed off, and I fully get it. You know what I mean? Even when I was on stage, I was singing about Bernie too. Like we felt that, but I feel that Bernie's going to be the most powerfulest senator, and a lot of that stuff, he's definitely going to be able to pull it off. Hillary says she is going to work with Bernie. I do believe that that is going to happen, and I think we're gonna have probably the first female president in these United States of America.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Well said. Now, I know you weren't able to do the presidential race in Haiti a few years ago based on a technicality of...
I got bamboozled.
You got bamboozled. I think it was you had to have been a resident for 5 years or something like that?
Yeah, but watch this, right? They tell everyone that, right? They be like, yo, he has to be a resident in the country for 5 years. So that propaganda leaves Haiti, right? But nobody goes, yo, do anybody know what the Haitian Constitution say? Are we really being bamboozled here?
Yeah.
So I could have actually contested that because I had a Haitian diplomatic passport. So the reason why I didn't contest it and put a lot of kids on the street, because I'm very, very powerful and feared, you know? But I was like, that's the reason I didn't do it, because this is when people turn into egomaniacs and they forget that you're not running for yourself, you running for a group of people. So now if you lose your mind and you're like, yo, I'm about to go contest this thing, everybody hit the streets now. Watching prior to me running what has happened there before, I was like, oh, no, wait. I got on the radio, I said, look, like Bob Marley say, he who fights and walk away, live to fight another day. So I'm not going here. I'd rather be alive so I can continue to fight for y'all. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, like when you're looking at the news, people be like, yo, what's the worst thing about Haiti? And I'm like, yo, it's PR. The PR sucks. Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? I said, I could tell you about Jamaica like with my eyes closed, you know? And it was one time Kingston was at the worst.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, yo, let's start going developing in Montego Bay. Let's start going to Ocho Rios. So at the end of the day, every time you hear Haiti, it's just one story. It's like, yo, they killing it, you know? And I'm like, I'm going out there and I'm chilling on the white beach sand. I'm like, how come we not talking about that part of the island? So I think that it's important that we start showing that side of it, you know? And start showing love to our neighboring islands, you know? Like, so really like start showing love. So I think Hillary's honeymoon was in Haiti. Her and Bill.
You're kidding?
No.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man. So it's like I really feel like she gonna really do more. I think Donald Trump comes in, he probably gonna be like, yo, let's just build another wall. One up against Haiti. Like, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So what is the one thing about Haiti that you wish the world knew? Because they do get a lot of bad PR.
Yo, y'all see me. This your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm fly. I'm from Haiti. I'm trying to explain this to y'all. The worst thing that Haiti gets is the PR rep. Like, I'm not saying there ain't no kidnap. I'm not saying, but Jamaica, different islands. Like, yo, bad man. Yo, I know shot at them. I hear me. Them man know them. I shot at. But why is it? I hear to the man when they promote the Haiti. Y'all killing up here. Show the other side of the island. And that's all I'm saying. Like, think about this, right? We come to St. Maarten. We know there is a Dutch side. We know there's a French side. And then we know that it's promoted. Like, even when we in the States, we know, yo, you coming over. Yo, what you doing? Yo, we going to go to the Dutch side. Then we going to go to the French side. Come back to the Dutch. It's all being, like, promoted. Despite whatever can be going on that's wrong, it's still so functionable. It's still so beautiful. It still allow people to have an opportunity. You know what I mean? Which is the most important thing. You know what I mean? And everywhere I go, you know, Haitians be like, y'all, they mistreating us. You got to speak for the cause. You know, and I'm like, look, man, I came to America when I was 10 years old. I live in Marlboro Projects. You want to talk about Miss Street? Man, listen, my mama was on welfare. The cheese man used to come bring us cheese every month. Do not use that for an excuse, you know, because all of us can rise to the occasion, like Sizzler say, like rise to the occasion. And at the end of the day, I just think like we as a whole just need more light.
Yeah.
Like if we could get to like more light, we're going to be all right.
Now, would you ever consider running again?
Well, the reason why I ran to be president of my country was not that I wanted to be president first. It was for the urgency of after the earthquake, 250,000 people under the rubble. And I'm from there. And I felt that we was moving to an area where now it would be corporate interests. So everyone would be coming in there. Billions of dollars would be funneled through Haiti the same way it did in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I knew that the youth wouldn't get a break. So I just wanted to be in a position where I could negotiate for the youth, because within any country is better. Look, if we make Haiti better, then they won't have to keep coming to St. Martin. You make Haiti better, they won't have to keep going to Jamaica. You make Jamaica better, they won't have to keep coming to Haiti. I just think like, but so all of the leaders within these islands should be like, okay, how do we help each other? How do we make each other? We
More
do this in music.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that in music. Like, yo, Clef could be down this week and he picks up the phone. Yo, Shaki, what's going on? I need you on this one. Because the whole thing is like each one, teach one, each one, help one. A pyramid. It takes a lot of people to build it, not one person.
Thank you for saying that, because that's something you don't often hear. The islands do have to collaborate a lot more to make each
Yeah, the
other
islands are
stronger.
beautiful and they're strong people, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Well, thank you for weighing in on that. So, just one little thing that I'm curious about you. What's in your iPod? What are you listening to these days? What are you jamming to?
Well, you know, man, I'm like a reggae head, so probably Popcorn is in my iPad. For hip hop, Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
J. Cole,
I'm gonna steal that
Drake.
iPod.
You know, like I still listen to like a lot of like old rock,
Like who?
Nirvana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I like that old rock, the way it was mixed, the way it sounds.
Like that 90s grunge.
Yeah.
that
I love that
angst.
voice. It just, them dudes was hood.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
were.
like,
They were
yeah.
gangster. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they was
Kurt
so
Cobain was
sick.
no joke. Yeah.
Kurt Cobain, he was the man, you know.
And then for
definitely.
people now, kids now that are looking to
Oh, and
break into
Chronics.
Chronics,
Yeah, I love Chronics.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
taking me back, man.
Yeah.
You're taking me back. For kids these days that, you know, everybody has the power to make their own music in their studios now. It's not like back in the day where you were in your basement with analog hardware. Now it's just some software and a computer and a laptop and you're good to go. But there's a lot of competition out there. For anybody who wants to make it, what's your one solid piece of advice?
Originality. That's the only thing that lasts. If you follow a wave, it's gonna come and go. But if you can create music, like do it from your heart. Like if you listening and you're that person, like, and you're like, yo, I have something original. That means like if you sending it to me or Jay-Z or Puffy, anybody, the only way we could determine if it's really original, you sending it to Heads Music, is the fact that it don't sound like nothing out there, but it just feels special.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to focus on.
I'm reading about that. Thank you.
Yo-
Wyclef Jean in the house. This has been an enlightening, dope conversation.
Yeah.
I love everything that you have to say. I could talk to you for hours. He's going to be playing tomorrow night. Coors Light XSM Best Weekend. He's going to be playing on Kim Shop Beach. The show starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Make sure you guys are there early. You already know the parking situation. Don't be like, I'm just holding up for Wyclef. You're not going to get in. The parking is insane. Get there early. Make sure you check everybody out. And I think the tickets are sold out, so hopefully you already have your ticket lined up. Now, before we go, you did mention that you have a track called Hendrix. And
you got that?
Yeah, G just hooked it up into the
G
system.
not playing.
And I'm a huge...
G, you haven't heard Hendrix yet, huh?
I heard it here.
Yeah, you heard. You be up on everything like quick.
Yo, you know how we do.
He Googled
Yeah.
it like 2 minutes before you came
No,
in.
Yeah.
actually, no. I heard it because you just released it. It's like maybe like not even a month. You just released it.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
G.
2 weeks ago you just
Yeah.
released it. So because I know the last joint she played was you released
Yeah,
that
yeah,
like in
My
April.
Girl.
My girl, like
Yeah,
around
yeah.
April you
Uh-huh.
released that, and then Hendrix you just released. And
Yeah.
they got remixes and everything.
It's a joint a month.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new world.
Is it so when you drop your new joints, what is it? SoundCloud? How do you do it?
No, we do Spotify, we do iTunes, we do all of that because it's all about the streaming first. So if this was back in the days, that would be equivalent to like a single sell, you know, a 45. So think about like the old 45 we used to have. So they might say, 100,000 streams. It's like, that's like 1,000 people going, 100,000, a lot of people. And because of the streaming service, they all set up so you can actually just pay a subscription and hear that. So while that's going on, because before people can actually go purchase an album now, which people rarely do now because people don't do albums, you have to give them enough music. So it's like, that's why we putting Juve out. We're going to put Jean-Jacques. So by the time next summer reach, you're going to be like, where's the carnival? Because you already going to feel like, okay, Clef is, he's back to work, like in his space, he's putting music out. So
Yeah.
that's how it works. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the whole title thing, Jay-Z's title?
I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I think for me, it's a great thing. Like whenever you can make those kind of moves, like, so if you look, you'll see, I did a partnership with a company out of Singapore called Creative Labs. And right now, Heads Technology, we have the lead software for audio. So I have the technology now where it's the next level to the MP3 generation. So I have, how when you go to Tidal, if you want better sound for streaming, I have something that makes all streaming services, it takes you to the next level from stereo to super stereo. So what I did was I came with an algorithm and a conversion. It don't matter if you're on a headphone, on a TV, on or whatever. So I don't care if you have beats, if you don't have whatever. Now that whole thing is, I think people keep forgetting, like I'm the science nerd kid that did the score in my basement. And when you speak of analog, we didn't have equipment, like dudes didn't have money. So that means everything I had to buy. When I bought the MCI board, I literally had to open the board with my little gang and literally go through the patch bay I'm trying to fix. So, so in your 40s, you say, okay, what's the next play? So for me, when I see like what Jay's doing with Tidal, it's inspiring to me because now, in developing a software that can apply to every solution. You know what I mean? So look out for that. Y'all can see that. It's called Super Stereo. So when you hear DJ Khaled screaming, Heads, we the best, Heads, we the best. The Heads that he's talking about, that's that technology company that's coming towards the future.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Haitian, right? I always have a plan, right? I always have a plan, right?
Of course, of course.
We gotta have a plan, man.
We always gotta plan A, B, C, and D.
A, B, C, and D, baby.
For sure.
Well, this has been a great chat. Sorry, I got distracted. I have the attention span of a ferret. So Wyclef Jean is here. Wyclef, I just want to thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
I hope that we have a huge turnout for the show tomorrow night.
It's gonna be crazy. I'm ready. Y'all already know.
Are you gonna be playing any of the new songs tomorrow?
Man, we gonna smash everything. If you haven't been to a Wyclef show, listen, man, they call me the Caribbean alien. I can't even explain it. Just
West Alien.
Just show up. Like, West Alien.
West Alien.
Yo, patent that, man.
Putting that on a t-shirt right now. Yeah.
Patent that.
That's hot.
Wyclef the West Alien. I got his latest single.
West Alien. The Lexus singles West Alien.
Yeah, I like
got West Alien. I got your Hendrix song, and of course this is a shout out to Jimi Hendrix, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, this song right here is like when we was in the ghetto, we had two choices. Either we're gonna sell drugs, we're gonna either move dope, or we're gonna move music. And while I was practicing Hendrix, my cousins were selling dope. So it's basically saying like you got two choices, and you had to make that choice. That's why it's called Hendrix.
So, personal question: where's your cousin at now?
He's deported.
You've been kicking it on the playground with your girl Sagan. G is here. Thank you, Anastasia, for our guest interviewer,
Yes.
Wyclef.
Merci.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ça qu'a
Merci.
fait non là tout haïtien red.
Ditto.
before my homie's gone. The judge hit the hammer, they ain't coming home. We all are from the danger zone. The devil pulled the card and he said choose one.